I'm very excited about today's session because um, the session is handling very critical things, which is is like the peak. We are entering, no, we have entered the peak. We have laid a very good foundation when it comes to our mind, our thoughts, our belief system, and many of these things. We have come to that level already. And if now you are still fighting with certain issues as far as your thoughts are concerned, I will remind you, I will emphasize that you create time and go back to your notes, you create time and go back to the recording sessions that we have done. Because if you don't get these laws that we have spoken about so right, if you don't get the laws right, anything we do from now till December, as I told you guys, I have designed stuff. I have designed activities that have the power to get you to where you desire to be as far as your dreams are concerned in career and business. I am not doubting. I know these things work and I know it's going to get some of you there to where you desire. I have no singular doubt about it. But then you have to play your part. You have to get the job done. As I do my job, as you do your job, we are going to get to that place where we all desire. So today's session is very, very exciting because I will be handling some very, very important frameworks and principles. Remember yesterday, one thing that I want you guys to remember from yesterday is that conditions don't just happen. You have the power to create the kind of conditions that you desire. And one of the best proven ways to create these conditions is understanding certain life principles or designing certain frameworks and executing them as far as life is concerned. And today I'll be talking about some of those critical frameworks that can lead to success. And one of those basic frameworks could just be like the framework of waking up early and doing a value creating activity within a particular duration. That's a framework already for success. Wake up early, study for 1 hour, get coaching for 1 hour, have the right mindset as you set out for your day. That is already a framework which you have to practice and you have to respect until you get the result that you want. So today, the first important principle or lesson I want us to look at, which is critical in whatever you're building as a young person, as a young entrepreneur, as a young professional, is that nothing ever stands still. From today, I want you to impact life with the mindset, with the belief, and with the understanding that nothing ever stands still. There's actually nothing in life like stagnation. It's either you are progressing or you are failing or you are regressing. You don't stand still. Because not this carefully. If you look at the discussion we were having yesterday in the WhatsApp group, see, you never stand still as a professional. Number one, you are already on a disadvantage that your industry is progressing. So you cannot say that your career is standing still. No, you are falling. You are going behind because you are always have this mind that your industry is progressing. So let's say, for example, let's say Melvis, for example, she is in the finance industry. She's in the accounting and finance industry. So if she doesn't study, she doesn't improve, she doesn't stretch herself, the industry will keep on advancing. New technologies will be developed around finance industries. MasterCard, World Bank, Africa Development Bank, they will keep on launching laws and policies and technologies and stuff that will keep advancing our industry. So if she's not catching up, she is falling behind because something is moving and she is in one place. And we are in one place and there's movement, you're automatically going back. Let's say like Gillian is in computer science teaching and training. If she refuses to upgrade her skills when it comes to learning new digital tools and technological platforms and new computer languages, she will go behind. She's going to fail. Why? Because Microsoft as a company will keep releasing new technological languages. Apple will keep releasing, IBM will keep releasing, and all these tech giants will keep advancing the industry every single day, every single minute. We are in the fastest changing ecosystem ever in the history of humanity since Jesus came and left. So, note this carefully from today. Nothing ever. That's why you have chosen. If you have chosen success, you have chosen success. You have chosen a love relationship with studies and growth. That's why I always advise my mentees and my clients, have a yearly budget for your studies. Have a yearly budget to pay for conferences. Have a yearly budget to do stuff. Like the PPA program, the fee you pay is yearly, right? Although it's not really a fee, it's just part of commitment, because what you get in a day is more than the 10,000 francs or 5,000 francs any of you have ever paid for this. I know that. This is part of giving back. It's not like I'm going to make money from this. You get the point? So you need to be at that realm. Nothing ever stands still in your life, especially in career and business. Entrepreneurs, if you like, you're lazy, your competitor is advancing every night. You get the point? If you like, you are lazy. If you like, you're not improving your products, like you're not working on your strategies, like you're not paying consultants. Entrepreneurs, other companies are paying consultants every night. They're booking them like every week, once a week, to make sure that they're ahead of the game. They're 10 steps ahead of you. So if you remain the same, you're falling, you're dying, you're failing, you're not going to make it, you're not going to catch up. It's a war, it's a battle out here. Nobody's pampering you out here. Nobody's beating you. It's either you're out of the market or you are in the market. It's either you're among the top 5 or you are struggling among the last 10 and nobody knows that you exist. That is it. So all activity comes from the mind. Yes. That's why I'm talking to your minds right now. I'm talking to your heart. All activity comes from the mind. If we want to be in line with things, we must move. If we want to be in line with God's own ecosystem, we must move. That's a powerful lesson. So if you don't move, you are not in line with anything tangible. If you are not taking any action, you are not in line with God's own ecosystem. You are not even in line with your own ecosystem. You are not even in line with your success atmosphere. So you cannot be stagnant. So you have to move. Get up from that bed every 4 a.m. Get a book and start reading. Take down notes. Don't read like a 1-year student who is reading a novel in literature and enjoying the story. Read with a book and a pen. Jot down notes. Push your thinking to another level. You see, but by all means, you have to move. You are looking for a job. Stop sitting at home. Get the hell out of that house. Go volunteer somewhere. Go intern somewhere. Attend a conference somewhere. But by all means, don't sit in the house and watch television. It's not going to help you in anything. If you're an entrepreneur, stop being comfortable in your office and wishing for clients. Get the hell out there and talk to people. If we want to be in line with God's own ecosystem, if we want to be in line with the universal laws of success, you've got to move. The second important lesson today I want us to look at is God can do for us only as we allow him to do through us. God can do for us only as we allow him to do through us. This is an action statement. This is an action statement. You see, intelligence gives us ideas, and in our turn, we work on them. Intelligence is God's factor. So God's own ecosystem will release ideas to us, but it is our responsibility to work on those ideas. This is where action against comes in. So there are two sets of people that receive ideas. Like, for example, this teaching is part of God's own ecosystem teaching to you. God designed this program to impact you. Remember, I always say God never comes down from heaven and do some of these things. He will never come and do it. He's going to use systems. He's going to use platforms. He's only going to use people and human beings and people he has placed around your life to enhance your life. That's why anything good, anything positive, anything well structured, anything excellent, anything with virtues, good virtues, is part of God's own ecosystem designed around you to enhance your life. So in these morning sessions that we're doing, the intelligence, the God's own ecosystem is going to release things into your own life. But the release of these ideas is just one-sided. But your decision to act on these ideas, that is where the miracles start happening. You see? So God will only do for us only if we allow him to do things through us. And how do you allow these things? By taking the right actions. The third lesson that is very critical in the journey of success is you need to enter a realm in your career, in your business. Listen to me carefully. There are some things that you only handle in life if you enter this realm. You need to enter a realm where you proceed in action, with a calm confidence born out of this inner trust that you have the power to get things done. You must proceed with a calm confidence born out of inner trust in a power that is infinite. So, as a professional, if you are not yet operating from this calm confidence of inner trust that you are excellent, that you are good, that you're powerful, that you can produce results, that you can transform things, etc., it is very critical. Then you are lacking something very important. That's why the act yesterday, I created an act yesterday, describe your professional self and end with the sentence, I am the best there is. That was trying to build you to operate from that realm of super confidence. Because there are some things you will never handle in life if nobody trusts you. You see, that's why wherever you see a man who does not move, then you will find one whose thought is inactive. Two always go together. Show me a man or a woman who is inactive. I will show you a man or a woman whose thoughts are not right. Because when you have supreme thought, hear this from today, one sign that you have the right thinking, one sign that you operate from superior thinking is that by default, you operate in action. Procrastination is dead. It naturally dies. You don't struggle to do things. You don't struggle to wake up from bed. You don't struggle to study. You don't struggle to do value-creating habits that will take your life forward. If you are still struggling with self-discipline, your thinking is not yet right. You need to keep on perfecting on that thinking. If you are still struggling with procrastination, your thinking is not yet at that level of excellence of where men and women play. You are still where boys and girls play. You need to upgrade your game. You see, that's why in that book he says, wherever you see a man, wherever you see a woman who does not move, who does not take action, then you will also find the same man or the same woman whose thoughts are inactive. So if you want to rate whether your thinking is growing, rate your ability of taking actions in the right direction. If you want to rate whether your thinking is entering that superior realm, check your level of procrastinating. You begin to hate procrastination with a passion. You begin to hate the life of being stagnant, of being in the same place with passion. In short, it becomes the past. It no longer becomes part of your daily rituals to procrastinate anything. You begin to operate from a level of self-discipline instead from a place of motivation. That's why in this material, you must have read that the world likes action, change. Action is life. This is a powerful sentence. The society likes action. The society likes change. Action is life. Look at anybody you admire. Look at anybody the society celebrates. You're going to notice one critical thing about them. They are massively action-oriented. They don't think and procrastinate. They think and they get it done. They don't say, I wish. They say, I am doing it. I wish I could have, I should have been up by 4 a.m. No, you don't wish. You shut up and you get up at 4 a.m. You get the point? So the world, the society likes action. The society likes change. And action is life. If you take away action, you don't have life. You don't have life. You see, there must be a mental alertness before there can be physical activity. There must be mental alertness. So if you're not alert in your mind, if your mindset is not alert, if you don't have mental alertness, if your mental capacity is not stretched to a certain extent, that's why if you look at this 15 days program, a lot of it, more than 90% of whatever we are doing is focusing on your mindset. When you have this mental alertness that I desire that all of you should have, number one, that level of activity you desire to see in your life, you will no longer struggle to put in 15 hours into your career and business. You're not going to struggle with that. You will not struggle to be productive for 15 hours because you can be busy for 18 hours. Imagine, let's say you say, okay, you know what? I've been active for 18 hours. Meanwhile, in those 18 hours, you are chit-chatting with your friends on WhatsApp and offline for about 4 hours. You WhatsApp the whole family and the whole friend list that you have, all your classmates you are WhatsApping. And then from there, you went and watch one nice movie for about 3 hours. Right? That's almost about 6 hours gone. And then from there, you went and lied on your bed and you were imagining how good your life will be 5 years from now and not taking action towards that direction. And then maybe you slept off and you woke up back. And then you will now come and say you are productive for 18 hours. No, you are not. First of all, you're thinking your mental alertness did not challenge you. There's one sign that you have mental alertness. When you're doing something that is non-productive, your mind is stressed, your mind is depressed. Actually, yes, there's a rep you're going to get there like that. If I embark on something that is not a value creation, automatically my mind starts struggling. My mind starts like, this is an error. Start reading, like when a computer reads an error file, yes. You see, when a computer reads an error file, what happens? That's how your mind will behave. That's how my mind behaves now. If within my day, I set in an activity that is not a value creating activity, my mind is going to read as an error. But if you still comfortably sit, you still sit comfortably and you are chit-chatting on WhatsApp with friends and people that, I mean, it's just chit, and maybe also, oh, you're gossiping about another friend, you're just gossiping, you're just talking about, there's no value creating conversation, there's no, what I like to call intelligent conversation going on, and your mind is very comfortable with that. You're not, you don't yet have mental alertness. You comfortably sit within the week between Monday and Friday, and you comfortably watch a movie for more than 2 hours. You comfortably watch a movie for more than 2 hours on Monday, and you're so comfortable about it. In short, you even have an alarm that tells you this movie is starting at 7 o'clock. You have an alarm for a telenovela, like for ladies, for example. And when the alarm rings, you go and you watch, or you see that you're watching Big Brother Nigeria comfortably for about 2-3 hours. And your mind is not reading that as an error. You have a very big problem. You have a problem that even a man of God cannot help you. Your mental alertness is very low. Is below 5%. It's below 2%. But one sign of your mental alertness is that physical activity is unveiled. Physical activity is driven. Physical activity is at its peak. You are consistently performing value-creating activities. You are intentionally creating value-creating activities. That is one sign of mental alertness. So what is the rate of your mental alertness? You sit and you just go and you hang out with friends, maybe from 6 p.m. to about 1 a.m., and you're very okay with that. And the highest thing you guys do is drink and talk about how basic things, talk about maybe movies and football and other friends who are not, maybe who are doing better than you and who don't even have your time. Why are you talking about them in the beer parlors? They're in their house, stretching their minds and becoming better than you and giving you more work to talk about them tomorrow. And you're very okay about that. Check your mental alertness. You're not worried about situations like that. You should be, you need to go for a retreat and relook your life, reevaluate your life. Something is wrong. Your monthly income is not maybe 200,000 francs and above, and you comfortably sit and you watch a movie for more than 2 hours. You should be crying. You should feel sorry for yourself in that kind of situation. Are we there? Next. The man who is active in his thoughts doesn't have to sit by himself to think. He walks while he thinks, and so complies with the law of God, which has to walk through him. Listen to that carefully. A man or a woman who is active in his thought, who is active, that's mental alertness. A man or a woman who has superior mental alertness have to sit by him or herself to think, right? You don't have to just sit and think and imagine. No, you have to walk while you are thinking. Yes, that's a law of success. You get to work while you don't sit in your house and you're thinking of, oh, how am I going to get a job? That's what babies do. That's what ordinary people do. An extraordinary professional will say, okay, you know what? While I am thinking of how to get a job, I'm going to attend conferences once a week. I'm going to find an NGO. I'm going to find a business and begin to volunteer. Or you know what? I'm going to start writing content. I'm going to start analyzing my environment and proposing solutions, even though I'm not working. You get a point? You need to operate from that level. Why? Because when you think and you walk, you begin to comply with God's own ecosystem. You begin to comply with the laws of the universe, which now start working through you and giving you the opportunities that you deserve and bringing you the people. Because number one, when you start thinking and operating at the same level, automatically your success atmosphere is different. You begin to qualify to attract the opportunities that will take you 10 steps ahead. You begin to attract the human beings that can endorse you for the right opportunities. Yesterday, like somebody reached out to me to write a recommendation letter. I don't know you. You just follow me on Facebook. I said, I don't know you. I don't even know what you do for a living. So I cannot endorse you. And guess what? She assumed that the person is my friend on Facebook. So maybe if the person sees my name as recommending her, she's going to get higher chances of getting a job. Yeah, that could be true. That is a success principle. Of that endorsement is a principle. But of course, I don't know you. I've never even seen you at the end of my conferences or my events. Even free events, I don't think I've seen you. That's one thing. Prove to me that you have been like that people have endorsed that they are not in this community, they're not my mentees, they're not in the PPA community, but they have given proof. Some say, okay, you know what? I was in this event, they sent a selfie. That's enough reason for me to write a recommendation letter for you. But of course, there are levels in this thing. There are some of you that can pick my phone and I call somebody for your sake. That's different. I can do that for my mentees easily. For some of you, just a letter I can write. Some of you, I can send a personal email to a top personality talking about you. That's a different level. These things come in levels. Somebody can just write a letter. That's different there. Somebody can pick a phone and call and talk to you, talk to another person for 2-3 minutes for your sake. That's another different realm in endorsement. Somebody can pay transport. I can leave my office, go to somebody's office just to talk for you. That's a different level. And you have to earn these endorsements. You see, it comes in levels. So check yourself. Next important lesson is thought of confidence makes his movement sure. That's one thing. Thought of confidence make your movement sure. The thought of supreme guidance makes your work intelligent. I hope you guys got this. I hope you got this. The thought of confidence makes your movement very sure, makes your actions very sure. You cannot take away confidence from a successful person. If I am talking about these things and my voice doesn't command a certain level of confidence, you're not gonna listen. You're not gonna take it serious. If they're trying to do something and you're like, it go work, it not go work, it go work, it not go work. No, automatically you're already failing as far as success is concerned. You're already breaking one of the laws of success, because one of the laws of success is confidence in thyself and confidence in thy abilities. Are we there? So the thought of confidence, your level of because confidence starts in your thinking before it goes into your action. The level of confidence you have in your mind and in your heart about yourself and about your abilities makes your movement sure. Because the God-owned ecosystem, well, that's why God talks about faith. Faith is that you are so sure that it's going to work. Meanwhile, you have not seen the tangible proof that it's going to work. Like you are so sure that you're going to succeed. You are so terribly sure. You are so massively sure. You are so sure beyond any single doubt that you're gonna so make it, you're so gonna so succeed that nothing born of a woman, nothing born of another spirit can stop that success. That thought of confidence makes your movement very sure. And it's a powerful law in the journey of success. And the thought of supreme guidance makes your work intelligent. Now, this is in 2 levels. And the thought of supreme guidance makes your work intelligent. Intelligence means excellence. Intelligence means massive results. Intelligence means that you operate from a higher realm of extraordinariness. You're not an ordinary person. But the thought of supreme guidance, that means number one, the thought that God is guiding you, the thought that God's own ecosystem is working for your sake. God's grace, God's anointing, God's power, God's wisdom, God's whatever assets that God has designed to work with people, everything is working for you. That thought of supreme guidance automatically makes your work intelligent. Number 2, another level is the thought that you believe. Like, for example, if you really believe that I am the mentor that can take you to where you are going to in life, that is another level of supreme guidance. Because God uses people to release people, to endorse people, to stretch people, to bless people, and all of that. So that's where the concept of spiritual fathers came in. This is where the concept of godfathers came in. Where you have this belief, it's not where you're not worshiping, you're not worshiping somebody. No, you're not worshiping me as a mentor. No, this is where you operate from a realm. You have this personal conviction. You have this. Number one is that you have this natural love for the person. You have this natural respect for the person. You have this natural belief in the person's wisdom that it can accompany you to where you're going. That's another level of supreme guidance. You believe that, no, this person has something released by God's own ecosystem into him or her to accompany you into your own journey. That's why some people teach about this and warn you, you cannot say you love, respect somebody to build that person can help you to another level, and then you backbite that person and expect that person's anointing to work for you. For example, you cannot say that, for example, I am your mentor and all of that, and you cannot do certain things. You go behind the scenes and you backbite. Meanwhile, you even know that I am not perfect, right? So you are disconnecting your atmosphere from my own atmosphere. And I don't even need to know about it. The atmospheres will collide on its own. That's why, let's example, you speak against somebody negatively and all of that, and then you come before him, and then you're like, oh, sir, I celebrate you and do this, and then you're expecting a recommendation letter or something from him. You take it or normally. But whether you like it or not, your atmosphere that you brought is totally negative. And it's going to counteract my own atmosphere. I think about you. Maybe you have funny thoughts about me in the background. While you come in front of me, I have very clean thoughts about you. That is a law that you cannot, it's older than us. We don't control. We just need to be part of it. That's why you need to be careful when people sit and talk against people that have gone ahead of you. Be very, very careful. You can even somebody that you are not connected to, stay away from that conversation. It's not you. It's not you. Whether the person deserves that you should talk against the person or not, that is not your business. You never know when you're going to meet that person tomorrow. And when you're going to meet that person, you were part of a negative conversation that affected maybe his brand or atmosphere. It's not going to work for you. This is not just a spiritual thing. It's a universal law. You get a point? So thought of confidence makes your movement very sure. So guard your confidence. Avoid friends, avoid people that affect your self-confidence. Avoid being in situations, avoid being in environments that break down your self-confidence. It's going to affect a lot of things in your success journey. Number two, the thought of supreme guidance makes your work intelligent, make your work excellent, take you to another realm of results. So intentionally always have this consciousness that you have this supreme guidance from God's own ecosystem. You have this supreme guidance from heaven, from God himself. And of course, if you're like, for those who are like mentees, you know that you are, because if something is going wrong in your career, I need to stand up for you. I need to do some stuff. I need to make calls for your sake. I need to do a couple of things. That's why mentorship, you don't just accept who to mentor. It takes a lot. It's more like you're a father, you're a mother, because you've got to risk some stuff. You've got to risk your name for a mentee. And that's why a mentee's part is very, very important. Because if you don't deserve it, no mentor is going to risk that for you. That's why, remember, even God will not do that for you. If your ecosystem, if your individual ecosystem is not connected to God's own ecosystem and respecting the principles that connect both ecosystems, God himself will not fight for you because you are not his. It's a simple law. Because his ecosystem may desire to fight for you, but there will be a disconnection between his ecosystem and your own ecosystem. He's like, you know what? I want to release these blessings to him or her, but she's not connected. So what do I do? And God has given us a chance of choice. That's why they just come and ask you, will you accept this, the Lord Jesus Christ and Lord of person? So you have to make that decision. So God doesn't force things on you. It's the same like in mentorship. If you don't earn it, you will not get it. You see? So to conclude, we have passed through 10 minutes to conclude and we continue tomorrow. We must be careful not to get into ruts, not to get into things that are not serving us right. Don't get into bad things, bad ways of saying things, bad actions. Be very careful. You see? Always be doing something new and different. Good. That's a lesson from that chapter. Always be doing something. That is, be in a realm where you're always doing something new and different. And you will find life becomes a great game in which you are taking a leading part. What does that mean? If you want to lead in this game called life, if you want to be player A in your career, in your business, if you want to be among the top 5, one of the laws here is that you have to be careful of rot. You have to be careful of old patterns. You have to be careful of doing the same thing over and over because everybody's doing it. For you to be a leading part in this game of life, you have to discipline yourself to always do something new and different. That is your responsibility. You have to discipline yourself to always do something new and different. And that's why one of the basic fundamentals for this success law is always study something every day. Read a book. Like, for example, if you rate your success growth just in the last 12 days of us doing this thing, even you, how you look at yourself has changed. If you're really following this program since day one, your mindset has changed. How you look at your career has changed. The kind of actions that you take towards life has greatly improved. Even if you track your daily results with the kind of people you attract to your life, the kind of success you attract, the kind of open doors, the kind of many things. Look at your life between the last 12 days or so. You're going to see that there is a change because you are constantly in that realm. You're constantly around that atmosphere where you're learning something new and you're doing something very, very different. You see? So it's critical for you to pay attention to that. What am I doing new? What am I doing different in this season? Every single day. You see? So some people get into mental lazy habits. Listen carefully. Some people get into lazy mental habits that a new idea cannot find them. That a new idea cannot. So it means that if you get into lazy mental habits, new ideas will never find you. New concepts that can improve your financial life will never be released to you. The universe, God's own ecosystem, never releases anything tangible to any human being that has lazy mental habits. It will never be released unto you. That's why there's some people that look at them and wait, how did you come about this idea? How did you create this? How did you start this business? What were you thinking about? How do you sound like this? How do you sound different like this? The difference is that while you are practicing lazy mental habits, they are practicing value-creating mental habits. That's the difference. You are operating from two different realms. So one is operating from a realm that he or she can collect new ideas, new concepts, new principles, new business ideas, new career frameworks, can collect all of these things from God's own universe and execute, while you are practicing mental lazy habits, which is just movies, which is just gossiping and taking alcohol, smoking, hanging around in the quarters, WhatsApping and Facebooking, nothing valuable. You are just there. You are just existing. You are just lazing around. You are not permitted with that kind of habit, with those kind of habits, to collect anything from God's own ecosystem. Because God's own ecosystem does not realize your own ecosystem of lazy habits. You see? So to conclude with this sentence, great things are done by people who think great thoughts. Great things are done by people who think great thoughts, and then they go out into the world and make their dreams come true. Then they go out into the world and make their dreams come true. They go out into the world and take action and make their dream come true. Great things are done by people who think superior thoughts. Then they go out into the world and take massive actions to make their dreams come true. Thank you so much, everybody. We have 20 minutes to chit chat.